Hello, welcome back. We were just like, that was like a dream.
Yeah, this is. Just happened. I don't think we've ever done it in that order before. This is
it's like you look around, you realize I'm like a skinwalker. It's like, this is not Tan.
This is not Tanoni.
This is not.
I ask him a question. He goes, "Actually, I'd be happy to tell you. Who are you?" That's not him. My 6 eyes and my power tell me that's Tanoni, but my soul says otherwise. Is that like opposite Tanoni?
Yeah, rather than Tandy's pale.
And then I realized it's like, isn't your skin a bit more pallid than normal? And then my eyes widen and go, and lo, the Lord said a pale horse would come. Only
you just had to notice, didn't you?
Did you notice that the Bible ever had a typo in it? It's not a pale horse, it's a pale honey.
That's a big typo.
Yeah. It makes no sense whatsoever. The people of the time.
And he's got a completely different voice for some reason. It's like, well, I don't know what you're talking about, but you're too pale. And I'm like, you just had to notice, didn't you?
Well, look who finally decided to be a little observant for once.
I'm like your grandmaster, Henry. I'm a little wilder.
I love the idea that if you look in every mythology and like every religious text, it's like you didn't notice before, but it's there. There's like clearly drawn inscriptions of pale honey.
It's me like my arms crossed like a badass pose.
Yeah.
Or like a smirk.
He's doing the had to do it to him in every religious text.
You're like flicking through. It's like you're suddenly realizing for some reason now you know. It's like wait, you're flicking through like different texts. For some random moment, it's suddenly the reveal for no reason.
Oh, hold on! It's in the Vedas. It's in the Bhagavad Gita. It's in the Quran. It's in the Bible. Everywhere you look.
I don't know. You're like panicking as you're looking through them.
Every person's heart at once beats a little faster, and they're not sure why.
Like it's out of focus. You're like flicking through the bag. You can see like me out of focus, like standing behind you in the background.
Have a read there.
Oh, I didn't know you were such an avid reader.
A holy man, are we?
Well,
clutching your cross around your neck that your mom gave you a little bit tighter.
Hey, it's looking pretty loose there. Let me help you.
Have you seen Sinners?
I've not, no. So and wait, Sinners... Donnell, we need to...
Well, hold on.
We're 3 minutes in.
Can I give you a minor Sinners spoiler?
Please tell me a minor Sinners spoiler.
So this part is a spoiler. It's like a core part of the movie, but in Sinners, basically, they go up against a vampire, right?
What?
But there's this
it's
really
like a mob
cool
movie,
moment.
Isn't it? Oh, you ruined it. You ruined it. I didn't know that. No, I'm kidding.
But there's this moment, because they have like defenses against vampires. You know, they have to be invited in. Garlic, whatever. Yeah. But there's a moment where you think vampires are going to be repelled by Christ. They like try some shit. I don't remember what it is exactly. And then the vampire starts reciting scripture as he's like walking at them, and it's like, oh,
Aura.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway, we're 4 minutes in. We have to read Aetheral.
I know, that's what I said.
Whoopsies, that was my fault. Bruno was dead. Serena could feel it, right down to her very core. This brain was void and occupant. The body that had housed both of them was now an empty box. A hollow shudder ran down her spine. She was skydiving and her parachute had failed. The ground has vanished from beneath her. Should it be had?
Yeah.
There was no air in her oxygen tank. None of that even came close to how Serena Delced felt in that moment. Kill you, kill you, kill you! A passionless mantra, a matter of obligation more than anything else. She couldn't muster rage. She couldn't muster hatred. Even so, if she didn't find something to hold on to, she knew she would fall forever. So she looked up at Erica with empty, hopeless eyes. "I'll kill you," she said. Erica just looked down at her, not even glancing at the stump of her arm as it gushed blood down onto the floor. "Okay," she replied. Serena leapt at the other woman. She still had the sword she'd struck Erica with, but now she had one in her other hand, too. Had she made that one, too? When had she done that? She felt like an alien watching her own body from far above, not understanding exactly what was going on. But when Erica raised a finger on her remaining hand and pointed at the incoming Serena, she surely understood that. I need to die. 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 Her pounce became pathetic in an instant. Her sword slipped from her grasp, and she just fell onto the floor right before Erica. Her cheek pressed against the metal floor. Now that there's only one of you, Erica observed, it seems you've lost a good deal of your resistance to my abilities. The floor was cold. That was the only coherent thought that was able to trickle through Serena's brain at that moment. You shouldn't feel too bad, Erica continued, stepping around Serena's prone form. Even if you'd reached me, I doubt Skin of God would have let you actually land an attack. You've already hit me once, after all. Remember? She waved her bleeding stump in the air to illustrate her point. The fight basically ended at that point already. Like I said, don't feel too bad. Her expression softened. Just a tiny bit. You'll be with your brother soon. Bruno Delced existed. Beyond that, he couldn't be sure. It was like trying to wake up from a dream that was doing its best to hold you down, a haze of anti-consciousness spreading out as far as thought could travel. No vision, no touch, no body, no luck. He tried to breathe, but he had neither a mouth nor lungs to do it with. What had happened? You died. Yes, that was it, wasn't it? He'd taken Erica's killing blow in Serena's place, allowing his consciousness to be destroyed so that she could live on. If only for a little longer. If he thought back, he could remember it. He could remember the sensation of pitch-black death piercing his being. A shudder went down his spine. Wait. His spine? Yes, your spine. Imagine you have such a thing. If he really tried, he could. A spine, winding down through a back. And so he could imagine a back, too, and with that came the front. In an instant, Bruno went from nothing to a silhouette of implication. He opened his mouth and took a breath. What was this? His mind pushed itself through the question, straining against the delirium that threatened to scatter him once more. Was he dead? How can you be dead? You're thinking. You are thinking. That wasn't him, that other voice, that other sentiment. It was similar, but not quite the same as him. He wasn't alone in this place. Who was it? Who was speaking to him? Why don't you open your eyes and find out? He didn't have eyes, though. That's easily fixed. Just fix it. That was right. If there was another person here, then there were things here, then this was a place, and a place could be observed. The only reason he couldn't do that right now was because his eyes were closed. And if his eyes were closed, all he had to do was open them. Bruno didn't know what this place was, but he understood immediately that it was far more important than him. For the first moment it seemed like pure nothingness, a sea of black that stretched on in every direction, but no. No. There was light. There was light here! There were far too many to count. Shining strings ran across Bruno's vision, each blazing a different color, red, blue, green, white, some more esoteric, some more bizarre. The web of light spread out in every direction, in every angle, in every avenue of existence. The light of the mind was nearly blinding here. Was this Aether? That's right. Bruno Delced turned to see who had spoken. Jakob, Delced smiled back at him. Bruno blinked. Is this real? He asked, voice low. Yes, said Jakob. This is real. And... Bruno swallowed. Are you really Jakob? No, I'm just a shadow. A footprint on the beach. What does that mean? From the moment a person's aether first shines, it begins to reflect the sentiments of its user. The clean slate cannot help but be written upon. Sometimes this goes far enough that the aether comes to believe it is the user, and keeps going after their death. But for most people, for me, we just leave lonely echoes behind in aether that will never be used again. And that's what you are? Bruno asked quietly. An echo? That's right. I'm a very poor impersonation of Jakob Del Ced. Why are you here? I wanted to see you again. Even for a caricature, the most important qualities remain. If I didn't share such an obvious trait with Jakob Del Ced, then I might as well not exist at all. It was strange. Bruno felt like he should be reacting differently to this. Jakob was standing in front of him. Even if he said he wasn't Jakob, the presence was unmistakable. Shouldn't he be happy? Shouldn't he be anguished? Instead, a dead calm kept his invisible heart beating slow. I'm dead, Bruno said softly. Aren't I? In a way, yes. What do you mean? In a way, yes, you are dead, Jakob replied unhelpfully. No, but what do you mean, in a way? Is there a way where I'm not dead? Jakob smiled. Erica Del Ced deactivated you, he said. Your manifestation was torn away from the world. But that's not the same thing as dying. It's because of where you came from. Where I came from? Jakob cocked his head slowly. You and Serena both. I just explained the whole thing to you. Aether is written upon by its users, resulting in personalities like the one talking to you now. Jakob inscribed himself upon his own Aether inadvertently. With you two, however, you are stories writing yourselves, information so alive that it has conjured Aether of its own. There is no distinction between yourselves and your abilities. You are lights of the mind. Bruno slowly blinked, looking down at his hand. Yes, he had a hand. He asserted that upon the world. He knew this already. Deep down he knew this, in the same way a newborn turtle knew to escape into the ocean. But to know and to understand were two different things. Bruno Del Ced clenched his fist and beckoned sensation. What will you do now? Jakob's shadow asked. There are still things I can do. You are an ability that has been deactivated, Jakob said. That's all. Should you wish it, there's nothing stopping you from reactivating yourself, from establishing an existence of your own. You mean becoming an awakening? Do you feel asleep right now? Bruno blinked. Bruno smiled. Bruno grinned. No, he admitted. I'm already wide awake, aren't I? Is that all what an awakening is? Is Aether becoming its own thing?
We knew this.
Oh!
It's when
This
Aether
place.
Awakening is when, well, the ordinary Aether Awakening is when you have put so much of your Aether in that when you die, your Aether thinks it's still you and just keep going.
Yo, this place, this nexus of Aether was like the bottom of the ocean. Darkness and light in every direction, but no ocean truly went on forever. Tearing his gaze away from the proudly smiling Jakob, Bruno snapped his head upwards and kicked off to freedom. Well, it's not always, because the traditional awakening, you have a single-minded goal, and when it's met, you're done. But, like, a stabilized awakening perpetuates.
Yeah, it's when it can, like, generate itself, because it taps into the Aether core, yeah.
Okay. So I guess it's the difference between a false awakening and a true awakening.
I'd say more temporary and permanent, really.
Oh, okay. Erica dealt with her injury promptly. She tore out a length of her own hair, infused it, and wrapped it tight around her stump to stop the bleeding. The whole time, she didn't do so much as blink. Serena made no move.
Serena made no love.
Damn!
Now.
Serena made no move to stop her. She just stayed on the ground, cheek pressed against the cold metal, her eyes wet with despair. The doors to the Prince Regent's chambers slammed shut far ahead of them. She would die out in the hallway, but that was fine. She'd failed to protect Bruno. This was what she deserved. I need to die. 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 Vaguely, she wondered how much Erica's ability was even affecting her. Was this the claw of God that was whispering, or just her own despair? The misery that trickled through her bones and kept her pinned against the ground, it didn't feel like a foreign body. That was hers, to be sure. You're going to die because you're a threat to us, Erica said, standing over her. And Nanatrice is going to die because she needs to for the plan. But don't worry, I'll keep all the others safe. Every other child of the Ced. I won't let anything happen to them ever again. Erica blinked, slowly pointing a finger down towards Serena. Big sister promises. I need to die. I need to die. Do it, Serena said weakly. Okay. Claw of the world changed. Something appeared. In the middle of the hallway behind Erica, a bolt of purple lightning danced in place, like a seam slowly being opened in the surface of the world. Crackles and snaps resounded like gunshots, and the metal all around the phenomenon creaked. The striking aether was inexorable. It was impossible to know whether Erica understood what had just happened or not. More likely it was the result of animal instinct. The moment that purple aurora consumed the hallway, she swung around, pointing her finger at it instead. Even as she pointed at the lightning, however, she looked down at Serena. What is that? She demanded coldly. What did you do? Serena didn't know for sure. She didn't know where this thing had come from, what it was doing, or what it wanted. There was no way for her to tell any of that, but that color, that presence, that feeling. There was no way for her to know for sure, but she still knew. And so she was smiling. I need to die, I need to die, I need to die, I need to die. Shut up, she told herself. I'm busy! The purple lightning was changing shape. No, manifestation was occurring. Tiny purple scales appearing in the air, one after another, slowly but surely forming a shape, a humanoid shape. A shape with eyes of pale light. A shape with hair frozen mid-breeze. A shape that smiled back at her. Bruno Del Cid stepped out of the lightning. Those weren't scales at all, Serena realized, but shields. Bruno had constructed himself a body out of his own shields. Did that mean? Was this an awakening? No, it felt different from the others Serena had seen, but Erica permitted herself no surprise. Claw of God! Too late. Once it was fired, that attack could not be dodged, to be sure. But Bruno Del Cid could see with things better than eyes now, and so he had seen the attack coming. In the moment before Erica had struck her killing blow, Bruno had brushed right past her as a smear of light. Serena blinked. 1 second she was lying down on the ground, her cheek pressed against metal in misery. Then the light passed over her, and by the time she'd finished blinking she was up in the air, being carried in Bruno's arms. He glanced at her with his eyes of white light. Are you okay? At first the words were silent, mouthed. But then he tried again, and accompanied by a sound like an electrical buzz, she heard him. Are you okay? Bruno, she whispered. What is this? I'm not going anywhere, Bruno replied, looking up at Erica. Beyond that, does it really matter? Serena thought about it for a second. She guessed not. Twin flashes of purple and violet illuminated the hallway for a moment. Grinning, Serena pointed a blade of steel at Erica. Smirking, Bruno conjured a sword of his own, formed from countless shields, and mimicked his sister. Erica just glared back at them. Her eyes narrowed. She wasn't smiling anymore. Fine, she said. Let's finish this. Serena opened her mouth. We couldn't! Bruno opened his mouth. Agree more. And the two of them moved as one. I knew he wasn't really dead.
He was dead. He did die. He just came back.
No, he was turned off. He died in a way. Nice fucking try.
You were sad though, and that's all that matters.
Well, I generated hype for you. Like a thief in the night.
Like I knew you would from the beginning. It was a false flag operation the whole time.
We got
what we've accomplished here today, we remembered.
Facts. Oh, man. 1 second. I'm looking for our, Aether questions. I got lost. Aetheral, here it is. I'm trying to find where we left off. Okay, MT asks, has a Dyson sphere ever been made? Weiser pointed out Shisha's the largest single structure made, so she wasn't sure, based on how large the Shisha.
Yeah, it's not been
Dyson
made.
Spheres. MT asks, how big was the cradle?
The cradle? So big.
But not bigger than the Shisha.
No, it was not as big as it wasn't the biggest thing ever.
Yeah, but was it like a planet?
No, it was a star. It was like a star space station, but a big space station.
Okay, it was like a city.
Yeah, it was a city. There's a difference.
A ship as big as a city.
Yeah, a city does not equal as big as a planet.
Interesting.
You like get to New York and you're like, it's kind of small, right? Isn't it the same? I can see the horizon.
Rurum asks, what was Fei Long's wedding like, and were there any notable attendees?
It was back home, and it was pretty low key.
Aww. Was it the happiest day of their life?
Probably.
Aww. Lan asks, why was Cadman so good at Aether Pings? Is he just cracked, or did he do some kind of intense training or learn a special
He's just
technique?
cracked. He's just built different.
He could just ping the entire planet.
Yeah, well, he's just strong enough that his ping scaled accordingly.
Alright, let's break there so we have some for next week, I think. Or the next episode, rather.
Yeah.
Leaving off here. Alright, thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.